How master plan communities drive CRE demand, and the blueprint behind long term commercial real estate success. And when commercial real estate investors look for the next growth market, they often focus on population growth and job creation and infrastructure investment. However, one of the most powerful indicators of future commercial real estate demand is the development of master plan communities. And across Texas, and particularly in high growth submarkets like Katy, Fulshear, Cypress, master plan communities are reshaping the commercial landscape and creating significant opportunities for investors, developers, lenders, and business owners. In local communities such as Ellison, Jordan Ranch, Cross Creek Ranch, Cane Island, Firethorn, and Tamaron are not simply housing developments. They're economic ecosystems designed to create sustainable long-term demand for retail, office, medical, industrial, hospitality, and mixed-use commercial properties. So what is a master plan community? A master plan community, or an MPC, is essentially just a large-scale residential development that's going to incorporate housing as well as retail centers and medical facilities and schools. Lots of kids, we need schools, parks and recreation centers, office space, and restaurants, but also community amenities, local pools. Unlike traditional subdivisions, MPCs are intentionally designed to create complete live, work, play environments. And as populations grow within these communities, businesses naturally follow. You got to be where your customers are. So let's talk about why CRE investors love master plan communities. Well, one, there's a built-in population growth. And the biggest driver of commercial real estate demand is people and households. And for every new household, that's going to create more demand for grocery stores, for restaurants, for medical services, for childcare, for fitness centers, for financial services, and for professional offices. For example, Fulshear has experienced population growth exceeding 1,000% over the last decade. And that kind of growth creates immediate demand for commercial services. Two, retail follows rooftops. And a common commercial real estate saying is that retail follows rooftops. And developers know that before retailers will commit to a location, they want to see the rooftops. They want to see population density. They want to look at the household income demographics and the traffic counts and consumer spending patterns. And master plan communities provide all four of those. And as neighborhoods mature, retail centers typically experience higher occupancy, but also increasing lease rates and stronger tenant demand. And this creates attractive opportunities for investors seeking stabilized cash flow assets. The three is medical demand is going to explode, and healthcare providers closely follow population growth as well. And as master plan communities expand, demand also increases for your plain Jane medical offices, for your dental practices, for your vision centers, for your physical therapy clinics, but also urgent care facilities. And West Houston has become one of the strongest healthcare growth corridors in Texas due to continued expansion throughout Katy and Fulshear. And the recent investments by Houston Methodist and other healthcare systems demonstrate the long-term confidence that institutions have in these markets. Before office space evolves, and while traditional office markets continue facing challenges nationally, suburban office demand remains resilient. And businesses increasingly prefer locations closer to where their employees live. And master plan communities support the demand for professional offices, for medical offices, for flex space, executive suites, and service-oriented businesses. And this trend creates opportunities for smaller office developments positioned near growing residential populations. 5, industrial demand benefits indirectly. And as population expands, industrial demand often follows, as growing communities require distribution facilities and last mile logistics, but also service centers and contractor yards and warehouse space. And the continued expansion of the Grand Parkway, State Highway 99, as well as West Park Tollway corridors, has accelerated industrial development throughout West Houston. So, why businesses should pay attention? And business owners often focus on current demographics, but successful businesses also focus on future demographics. Opening a location in a rapidly growing master plan community allows companies to establish a market presence before the rest of the competition intensifies. And some benefits of that would include growing a new customer base, but also increasing traffic counts as population fills out, and higher visibility and stronger brand recognition in these new markets, but also long-term expansion opportunities. The Katy and Fulshear advantage. Few markets in Texas illustrate this trend better than Katy and Fulshear on the west side of Houston. And major communities driving commercial growth include Ellison, Jordan Ranch, Cross Creek Ranch, Cane Island, Firethorn, Fullbrook, and Cross Creek West. And these developments continue attracting high-income households and corporate relocations, but also healthcare providers and retailers and the investor community at large. And as a result, commercial property values throughout the region continue benefiting from sustained demand. So, investment opportunities that can be created by master plan community growth. And investors should consider looking into retail centers, neighborhood retail that services growing populations, but also medical office buildings. Healthcare demand remains one of the strongest sectors that people need. But there's mixed use developments, combining elements of retail and office and residential uses in one project. But also land investments. Strategic land positions ahead of development can generate substantial appreciation in a shorter amount of time. But flex and industrial properties. This supports local business growth and service industries. So, final thoughts on master plan communities are more than MPCs are more than residential developments. They're economic engines. And the combination of population growth and infrastructure investment and rising household incomes, as well as business expansion, creates a powerful foundation for long-term commercial real estate success. And for investors and developers and business owners, understanding where master plan communities are expanding may be one of the most effective ways to identify tomorrow's commercial real estate opportunities today. And as Katy, Fulshear, and West Houston continue growing, the opportunities created by master plan communities are likely just getting started and developing into bigger and brighter things. And that, my friends, is it for the day. Please visit my website, HoustonRealEstateBrokerage.com. You can schedule a consultation and we can have a conversation, schedule a conversation, have a consultation. But that is it for the day. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.